Good evening and welcome everyone to this evening's Conwy Harbour Advisory Committee. My name is Jane Jones and I'm one of Conway's Committee Services Officers. Also in attendance are committee members and officers. Can I welcome everyone to this multi-locational meeting? The meeting will be live streamed and recorded and will be available to view at the end of the meeting should the live stream fail. For those wishing to speak in the chamber, please press your microphone, the push to speak button, which is located at the bottom of the console. And for those attending remotely, please press the speak tab. Your names will appear in a queue and we will bring you in accordingly. Please do not use the yellow hand function. This should only be used if you want to come in for a point of order. As we get used to the new conferencing system, it's worth noting that if your microphone is red, you are an active speaker, but should wait until the chair invites you to speak. Those in the queue may appear green, but will change to red as you move up the queue. For those attending remotely, please note that those in the chamber will be unable to use the chat facility. Remote attendees, if you do need to leave the meeting temporarily, please pop a message in the chat function so that we are aware of it. And moving on to the first item on the agenda, it's the appointment of chair. Do I have any nominations, please? Councillor Shan?
Could I propose Joan Vaughan, as she does such a wonderful job? Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder?
I'd like to second.
Thank you, Bryn. Are there any other nominations? No? Okay, in this case, can we please try the voting function? So we will ask to start the vote. So if you can press green if you're in favour of Councillor Joan, or red if not. Berwin, can you start the vote, please? Has everybody voted?
Flash second disappeared. It came up and then went off again. It goes off if you voted.
Can we close the vote and maybe try again, just to make sure everyone's had the opportunity to test it? Okay, does it come up on the screen now? It has, great. So if you can all vote accordingly. Everyone's voted online and in the chamber. Please close the vote, Badwin. And there we are, that's unanimous. Congratulations, Councillor Joan. Please take the chair.
I can't see anybody. Thank you very much, members. I think you'll have to be patient with me. It's my first time in Coed Petler for a long time, and first time for quite a few of us using this new super duper system. So, okay, we're going to the agenda item 2, appointment of vice chair. Can I have a nomination, please?
I propose Bryn Hughes.
Councillor Bryn Hughes has been nominated. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Shan seconded. Can we go for the vote, please? Are there any other nominations? Right, we're going to the vote. Well, have I?
Okay, so, yeah. Everybody's voted, Baron, so please close the vote. It's unanimous, Chair, Councillor Bryn.
Oh, welcome, Bryn. It's a unanimous vote. Thank you. Okay. Apologies for absence, please, Jen.
I've received no apologies this evening.
Thank you. Declarations of interest. Members are reminded that they must declare the existence and nature of their declared personal interests. None?
I think I have to declare interest because it's under my portfolio, if I remember correctly. I was told last time, wasn't I? Or was that just to discuss the mooring charges? I had to declare interest.
Yes, as a county councillor, it was as a
Just for that item?
county
Okay.
council.
Thank you.
So there's no declarations.
So there's no...
Oh, I do apologise. Roger State?
Roger?
Yeah, I have a boat in Conwy Marina that may be regarded as a personal interest.
Right, yes, thank you. So nobody else? Okay. Urgent matters? We're not aware of any urgent matters. So we'll go straight to the minutes to approve and sign as a correct record minutes of the previous meeting, pages 3 to 5. Right, the minutes. Is there a proposer and seconder that these minutes are a correct record? Thank you, Bryn. Thank you, Sean. Can we have a show of hands, please? Is there anyone against? Right, I confirm the minutes have been approved. Right, we're going to consider a report from the head of Democratic Services on the following matter: future format and location of meetings, pages 6 to 30. Sean Williams will present the report.
Thank you, Chair. We thought it was wise to bring this report before the committee because I know there was a little bit of debate at the last meeting. Everybody will be aware that we have now, Conwy County Borough Council has vacated the Bodlonda building in Conwy, so these meetings are no longer held there. And whilst we recognise the convenience of that location for the Conwy Harbour Advisory Committee, it does put us in a little bit of a tricky situation in terms of locations for this meetings. So we have gone away, we've looked at various options, and those are listed under paragraph 4. The only options that we can come to the committee with are listed in paragraph 4.1, which is our preferred option. And so the preferred option is to continue with MLM meetings, which are the hybrid meetings, so that people have the choice as to whether they physically attend the meeting or join online. We think that provides greater accessibility to the membership of Conwy Harbour Advisory Committee. The only other option is to move to fully remote meetings. That is a possibility for the Harbour Advisory Committee, but we think potentially that could impact on the number of attendees. And so whilst there are positives, I think that in terms of physical attendance, I know that lots of the committee members do prefer physical attendance. Just to let you know that we did consider other options, and we did have discussions with Conwy Town Council in terms of using a room, either the council chamber or the mayor's parlour at the town council in the guild hall. Unfortunately, we've had to discount those because there is a fee attached to the hire of the venue, and in addition, it would have meant changing the time of the meetings, and we think that that would have been a negative impact on some of the membership of the committee. But the information is there for members to consider. We've listed what we consider to be the two options, and then we have identified that our preferred option would be to continue, to have the meetings in Coed, to hold the meetings in Coed Pella as hybrid meetings.
Thank you, Sian. Personally, you know my views. I am really, really disappointed that we can't meet in Conwy. I think we'll have to see how it goes and then maybe look at a venue in Conwy if physically people find it tough to come. Councillor Conwy.
Just a point of clarification. Looking at the head of the agenda, normally I've presented the Harbour Advisory Report to Cabinet. I can see now that the portfolio is still. Has there been a change of portfolio holder responsibility?
So Councillor Dilwyn is the portfolio holder responsible for democratic services. So that covers the attendance at meetings, locations of meetings.
Okay. So that's just for this report?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Just on the point of location, and I know because many of the users are from Conwy, I can understand, it's probably easier for Conwy members to attend somewhere in Conwy, but the other alternative is possibly the culture centre, but I don't know if that's feasible or not. You probably looked at that anyway. Yeah?
So that's included in the report at paragraph 4.5. So again, the Culture Centre can't accommodate evening meetings at 6 p.m. and would not be able to offer live streaming facilities. So it would have to move to a totally in-person meeting, and we'd have to change the time. And it's entirely up to the committee. If that's what the committee would like to do, to move to fully in-person meetings and change the time of the meeting, then that's something that we will move to. But we're saying, what we're suggesting is if you want to continue with hybrid meetings, then there is little option apart from staying here in Coed Pella.
Thank you, Sian. Right. Bryn?
Really, it's more of an interest, really, that I believe that the meeting that we have and the format that we have now is good. We should continue and therefore accept option 1.
Thank you. You're proposing we accept option 1. Thank you. Are there any other discussions, any other views put forward about changing the time, how does it suit everybody? Councillor Sue?
Congratulations, Chair. Can I just say, I actually appreciate where you're coming from, but I think at this time we really have to think about costs. I was actually going to propose that we accept the recommendations, so I am actually going to second it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Sue. So we do have a proposer and a seconder. Can we go to the vote, please?
Yes, if there's no other proposals, can we please try and vote remotely again online? And those in the chamber, press your buttons accordingly. I think that's everyone's voted. Berring, can you close the vote? That's great. That's unanimous. Everyone in favour.
Everyone in favour, so we'll see how it goes. So we're now on to item agenda number 8, consider report by the Head of Environment, Roads and Facilities on the following matter. Update report on Conwy Harbour operations. Pages 31 to 34.
Thank you, Chair, and congratulations on the reappointment. And good evening, everybody. So this is quite a concise report, so I'll just run through in order as it comes from section 3. So the last meeting, we discussed the point of introducing mooring fees for commercial vessels. In the end, it went to Cabinet to make a decision. Cabinet had a meeting on the 13th of May where they resolved that in this financial year, commercial vessels will be charged 50% of recreational fees, and then next financial year they'll move up to a parity with recreational vessels. So that's now decided. I'm not sure how the funding shortfall would be met, because obviously our budget for this year was set on the basis that commercial vessels would be contributing a bit more, but we'll just have to see as we go along through the year how we manage things. The Ports and Marine Facilities Safety Code, formerly known as the Port Marine Safety Code. The maritime world is quite a highly regulated one, and that equally applies to ports and harbours. The Port Marine Safety Code is basically one piece of legislation which we comply with just to make sure that all sort of safety is considered. This has been updated, and so I'm in the process now of auditing our code against the revised codes to see where we need to make changes, if any. I think we will, because I've done the same exercise with the Port of Mostyn, and they had a number of things to look at. So we're in the process of doing that. We formerly had a reciprocal agreement with Gwynedd County Council, whereas I acted as the designated person for their harbours and their senior maritime officer acted as our designated person. Mr. Jones is now retired, and so with that agreement, they felt they didn't have the staff with the necessary experience to keep it going. So we've had to go out and get a consultant. Captain Ewan Porterhouse has been appointed as our designated person. Captain Porterhouse has over 30 years in the marine industry, and he'll be coming up to conduct an audit as we're required to do later in this summer, once we're ready for him. The Workboat Code Edition 3, so we have 2 coded vessels in the harbour. By coded, that means they can be used commercially. That's the Jackadaw, the mooring vessel, and the Endeavour, our patrol vessel. The Workboat Code has been revised as well, and that means we're going to have to make some changes to our vessels in order to comply with it. We've got until December 26 to do this, but we don't want to leave it to the last minute, as there's a flurry of people trying to comply. So during our annual survey this year, we had the surveyor tell us what we needed to do. So we know what we need to do now, and we'll get on with it in the next dry docks. And the Jackadaw is now 11 years old, so as you can imagine, as boats get older, they need more things doing. So general points, so we've now got three further sightseeing vessels working and operating in Conwy Harbour, and the operators seem to be working together at the minute to use their landing facilities and to share them as they're required under Section 33. Open ports, so we've had no issues so far, thankfully. The Jackadaw has been very busy. We've had some charter work for Anglesey Council. We've got a charter tomorrow going to the Range Jetty for Top Bond to bring a crane back. And we've also had our staff doing some, probably call it civil engineering work, really. They did some work at Amlwch Harbour and in the Menai Straits installing living seawalls. These are concrete panels which are designed to help wildlife, encourage wildlife into the harbour walls and port walls. And I think we're the only company that's done that in Wales so far. So yes, quite interesting work, and obviously generates revenue. And then the final point is, after an almost 2-year delay, with the Wild Oyster Project. This was due to the reef height. When it had been initially laid, there was a complaint that it was above the marine licence permitted height, even though it wasn't in the navigation channel. But over the last couple of years, storms have knocked the reef height down, and now Natural Resources Wales have agreed that Bangor University can move on to the final stage, which is to put down shells on top of the limestone bed and then put the oysters on top of the shells, which will then hopefully introduce oysters back into Conwy Bay and Conwy Harbour, wild oysters. So today we've been bagging up the shells down at the beacons. They're all now in 76 bags, ready to go out and be distributed over the site, so which we hope to do the first run on Friday, subject to the weather. And that's it, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. That sounds really interesting. Wouldn't it be lovely to have oysters in the Conwy River as well as mussels? Yeah, very good. Can I ask Matt, as the harbour master, with the increase of sightseeing boats, 2 or 3 people have mentioned to me, the advertising boards. There seem to be quite a few of them, and they're all, I don't know whether it's pleasing to the eye or they just look a bit of a mess. What are your views on those?
Yeah, thanks, Chair. It's a tricky one, really, because I've sought advice previously on this. To put any signage up, it usually requires planning permission, but some of the signs have been in place for that long. You could argue that the fact that they've sort of permitted development to a fashion. But then when you get new operators putting signs up, well, I suppose if the old operator is allowed to have their signs up, well, I think it's something we will take a look at. I take your point. There does seem to be a bit of an explosion down there. I'll need to speak with the operators. I'll speak again with my colleagues in planning just to clarify what the position is, and we maybe need to, thin out the number of boards that are down there. But equally, I appreciate they attract people to the businesses. So I think it would be detrimental to get to remove them all. But a degree of common sense is required.
Yes, thank you. I would agree. Obviously they need to let people know what they're doing when they're going, and it does need to have a poster or a sign of some kind. But yeah, maybe look at it at some time. Do we have any questions for the Harbour Master on his report? Roger?
Yes, thank you. Matt, yes, great. Item 3.2, the Port and Marine Facilities Safety Code. Does Conwy Marina, is Conwy Marina included within that study, or is that done separately, please? Because you're probably aware that we've had a few mishaps at the marina over the last 3-4 years, and hopefully that's be addressed by some of these things.
Yeah, it's a very good question, Roger, actually, and that's part of the reason why the code has been revised, and it actually says marine facilities now, because basically what you had in the past, you would have a statutory harbour authority area, which is ourselves, Conwy Council, and then you might have facilities within that which weren't covered by the code. So one of the exercises we need to go through now is to meet with the 2 marinas and discuss how we have a bridging exercise. So yes, that is in the code, and it is something we need to do.
Excellent, thank you. And I can offer services if you want some help in that area.
Great, thanks, much appreciated, and we'll probably have a chat outside this meeting.
Yep, sure. Thanks, Matt.
Councillor Conwy.
Yes, thank you, Chair. And I'd like to thank the office for all the endeavours that are going on the quay there, and in the extra work that is coming in from other harbours as well. So I think congratulate all the team for the hard work that's going on down on the quay and in the harbour area. And also, I don't know if Gary doesn't mind, but this probably be Gary's last meeting as Gary's decided to retire. Well, part-time retire, I don't know, well, retire for the time being at least. So I'd like to thank Gary for all the work that he's done during his time with the authority, and including the work he's done with the Harbour. So wish you all the best, Gary, and thank you very much indeed for all your hard work.
Forgive me for using maths. My system hasn't worked at the moment. Yeah, thank you, Councillor Conwy. Kind words. Your support as well has been invaluable to me doing this job since my appointment. And yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for all their support as well. Everybody who's been involved with facilities. I'm sure there'll be somebody equally and better joining the team in time. So, but yeah, best wishes to you all, and thank you very much.
Well, best wishes for the future, Gary. And thank you for all your help in the past. Are there any other speakers? If not, what recommendation?
Just to note the report. Yeah.
To note the report. And we need a proposer and seconder. Councillor Sean.
Happy to propose that we note the report.
Thank you. Bryn, thank you. Forgot his name. Thank you, Bryn. I know. I was thinking of Gary at the time. I was thinking, no, I know it's not Gary. Right. Can we? Oh, yes. Can we test this voting one more time? So easy, wasn't it? Just raising your hands.
Sean's also going to try just to test the system. So if everyone can vote in favour or against of noting the report. Has everyone voted? You can close the vote, Badwin.
So nobody voted. But we did. What happened to just,
Okay.
What happened?
It was a user, it was on an issue on our part, Chair, so I do apologise. Do you want to try one more time?
Oh dear.
Good practice. You can all vote in favour or against or abstain. Everyone voted. Okay, Matt. Okay, please close the vote, Badwin. And that's unanimous, Chair. Everyone's in favour.
Okay, everybody's in favour. Yeah, this is a new system. So, so we'll close the meeting now at 6:30. Thank you all very much. Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you, members.
Hope
Good
you're
night.
better, Julie. Julie's broke her leg.